Hello, this is Nereida Nunez, and this is my presentation on W.E.B. Du Bois and the power of education. W.E.B. Du Bois was an educator, a scholar, and an activist. He advocated for equal education for African Americans. He believed that education was the tool that African Americans had in order to have leadership roles and also have social progression. And he challenged segregations in schools. In 1954, the Brown versus Board of Education case ruled segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. It declared that separate educational facilities were actually are not equal, which violated the 14th Amendment. And this ruling actually led to desegregation across the United States or desegregation efforts across the United States. But southern states were very resistant and they made it very difficult for African Americans to obtain the education that was rightfully theirs. Also, this landmark case was a major victory for the civil rights movements, which also paved the way for future legal and social changes in the United States. Um, what was Du Bois's vision for education? Education was power. He believed in higher education, and he believed that it was essential for African Americans to receive this higher education because he believed that by having this robust education, African Americans would be better equipped to challenge the systemic oppression, the concept of the talented 10. He believed that 1 out of 10 African Americans should have a robust, holistic education, and they would be able to uplift the community because they were better equipped. They had the knowledge, and they knew the rights, they knew the law, and they would be able to help those that could not help themselves. He advocated for African Americans to go into the fields of medicine and law and education. And he was at great odds with Booker T. Washington's philosophy. Booker T. Washington believed that African Americans should go to trade school, should learn a trade, so they could be self sufficient. But Du Bois believed that if African Americans continued to be just labor workers, they would still be oppressed. They would never have a voice. They would never be seen, and they would always be marginalized. And he staunchly believed that the way to face and to challenge and to fight and win over this systemic oppression was through a higher education. What is Du Bois's legacy in education? Well, he was a lifelong advocate for higher education. As a matter of fact, he was the first African American to earn a PhD from Harvard University. He paved the way for future leaders. He inspired scholars. He inspired activists with his works, with his determination to fight for the African Americans. The influence that he had during the civil rights movement, his work with the NAACP, it contributed to desegregation and educational reforms. His writings, his activism influenced policies that changed um, rules and expanded across the United States. And even nowadays, his work is still relevant. I mean, his work is still seen, it's discussed, um, and the ideas on race, on equality, on education, it's still seen today. So his legacy still stands. It's still going strong, and thanks to his determination and his fearlessness to face that systemic oppression is why we have equal rights and for all. So I'm going to leave you with this quote from W.E.B. Du Bois: either America will destroy ignorance or ignorance will destroy the United States. Thank you for watching.